Okay, lens is kind of dirty. Gotta clean it. Yep, clean the lens. Alright, and that should just about do it. Alright, what is going on, YouTubers? Offman here from Top Tech Tips, and just a couple of hours ago the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus were unveiled to the public. Now, I'm making this video to give you my thoughts and feelings and opinion on both these devices and give you a quick rundown on the specs of each device. Now, this video is actually being made while this press event was going on, so some specs here and there may be a bit off, so I apologize if they are wrong. Now, both these devices have Touch ID, just like on the iPhone 5S. Now, Apple probably saw that people enjoyed this feature, found it easier to use, so they implemented it on both devices again. Or they just want more fingerprints. One or the other. Now, just giving you a quick rundown, the iPhone 6's specs. The screen size for the iPhone 6 is 1334 by 750, coming in at a 4.7 inch screen with 326 ppi. The glass itself is shatterproof, as you may have seen on previous YouTube videos about the Sapphire display, but continuing on, you will get 1 gig of RAM, which I don't understand what is happening there, considering the fact that most phones opt out to 2 or 3 gigs nowadays. Now, this is quite a light device, it only weighs about 113 grams. Camera wise, it is an 8 megapixel shooter. Now, don't get me wrong, the iPhone 5S had a great camera even though it was 8 megapixel, but I don't understand what Apple are doing here. Most newer phones nowadays have upgraded. They have gone from 10 megapixels and above. You hardly see a phone nowadays with 10 megapixels or less, except for using the HTC One M8. Now, you can shoot at 1080p video, but it would have been more interesting if they allowed 4K, considering this is becoming more of a bigger thing now, and it could have let Apple enter more of a competitive market and get a feel for more new buyers. The device will run iOS 8, but for the chipset you will see the Apple A8 processor, which is meant to be much more faster, in fact 50% faster. We hear this almost every year, but either way it's going to be dual core at 1.4 gigahertz. Dual core? I don't understand why dual core, but nevertheless it should be quite an interesting device. Now, moving on to the iPhone 6 Plus, the second phone that Apple announced at the keynote. Just like the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6 Plus will weigh 113 grams. Screen wise, it is a 1920 by 1080p display at 5.5 inches with a PPI of 401. It would have been nicer to maybe see a 2K, 2.5K display, but 1080p is still great. Again, we see the use of 1 gig of RAM and that same 8 megapixel camera. It would have been quite interesting to see a 12 megapixel, at least a 15 megapixel camera on the iPhone 6 Plus, since it is meant to be the larger and bigger phone. Now, camera wise, it is an 8 megapixel shooter, but it would have been quite interesting to see a 10, 12, 14 megapixel camera on this phone, considering it's meant to be the better performer, the larger, and overall quite intuitive phone. So I don't understand what's going on there. Again, we see the same processor used as well, Apple A8 chipset with a dual core 1.4 gigahertz. Now again, meant to be much more powerful, and again it will run iOS 8. So both devices are quite interesting. It's nice to see that Apple are definitely taking a step in the phablet market, which was of course expected with all the rumors flying about for the past couple of months, but yeah, it finally happened. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, add me on Facebook, check me out on Instagram. Everything you need to know is in the description. Hope this video helps you guys, and I will see you guys in my next one.